Alright, today we're going to talk about these two knives. I know we talked about them before, but over on Facebook, we're having a discussion. Which knife is better? Somebody asked a question about which knife would be better to take camping. And some people chose the AD10, and then the other people that were right chose the Formax Scout. Yeah. So, we're going to get into this. I'm going to do some testing today on these. I haven't tested them yet, so I might end up being totally wrong, but I think this is going to be the one. Let's get into this. Okay, first things first. Let's just weigh them real quick. And I had somebody say that, you know, one was a little bit too heavy or whatever. You know, wah, I'm sorry. If you're carrying a knife that weighs, what does this weigh? 7 ounces? 7.23 ounces. Then moving up a little bit for your camp knife. I'm talking about EDC, I'm talking about camp knife. To, I moved up a whole 3 ounces. That's like a candy bar. Keep that Snickers out of your pocket and you should be good. That's a big Snickers, right? Yeah, it's a big Snickers. You know what I'm saying though, 3 ounces, that's not nothing for a camp knife. First things first, I talked to my wife this morning. I said, hey, I want you to try both these knives out. You're going out in the woods, you need one for camping, you need one for chopping, you need chopping and all the good stuff you can do out camping. She said they both, she has slender fingers, not me. I have big chunky fingers. She said they both felt good. She said this was fine, but she liked the way this one felt better. It was heftier, it was easier to hold on to, and she's the one that mentioned it. It's a little bit forward heavy on that blade, so you're not having to fight through chopping with your wrist as much. So she's the one that brought all that up. See how that's a little bit, it's not scientific, but it kind of goes backwards in your hand. You're getting a ½ inch more on the blade, you're getting a better grip. This just feels better in your hand, and it's easier to hold on to. It's a little bit, I don't know, like, you'd have to have it in your hand. It just feels ergonomically better for heavier use. I love this knife. I have like 6 or 7, 5 or 6 of the original custom AD10s, and this is really close to those. So I love the knife. Not putting this down, but for as far as how it feels in your hand, you're not going to beat this knife. Not for something heavy that you're going to be doing a lot of good use out of. Now the problem, some people were talking about better materials, G10 or this Grivix. Either way, that's not going to break on you. I've never ever seen somebody break their scales, especially with the steel liners on these things. So that's not going to be a problem. These are aluminum liners, I believe. That's not going to be a problem as far as the materials. This is a little bit grippier, actually. And I think in a wet situation would do a lot better than this here. That being said, I swallowed my tongue there. I'm just going to do some work with it. See which one feels better, which one gets your hand tired quicker. To be, you know, since I'm kind of biased towards this one, I'm going to start with this one so that my hand isn't tired originally. And then we'll work into this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some boxes and I'm going to chop into some things. We're going to test the edges on these things. That's another thing. Somebody talking about the S35VN versus the AUS-10. I don't think you're going to be able to tell the difference. Especially somebody that's, you know, just out there chopping and chopping. Now, if you want to razor cut this stuff, maybe differently. But I'm going to show you that that's not going to be a big deal. At least I hope I'm going to show you. I might show you something totally different. So let's get into this real quick and start cutting some boxes. And I just kind of give you an idea if you're out there, whatever, you know, cutting down some vines or whatever you got to do out there in the woods. I don't have any vines here in the house, but I do have boxes of plenty. So let's get some box cutting going here. See, now that feels decent. I mean, the blade is super sharp and it feels good going through all that. Oh wait, hold on. So that's 3 cuts. Let's just show you how sharp these knives are real quick. I'm gonna get these coupons out and just show you that they're both super belly haircut and sharp. Did you guess the coupons? Did you? I don't think you did because you didn't guess cigars. I can't cut where the flip now. So there you go. Just super sharp these knives are. So that one's really sharp. Throw that away and bring out the Formax just real quick. Just to show you. So both of these are Sarton razor hair cutting sharp. So let's move him out of the way for right now. get back into this. All right, so we're gonna cut through this. I might speed this up. I might tell you a little story. I don't know. I can't think of a story when I'm in the middle of cutting. This thing is going really easy through this, and it's not hurting my hand at all. It's giving me a little bit of work. I know it sounds funny. Through my triceps. I'm really having to push through with the triceps a little bit more. But as far as the blade going through this and hurting my hand, it's not hurting at all.
Let's get a bunch, because I don't even know how many I got there. We'll call that 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Did I tell you about the time I shot that guy's horse? I don't remember. I tell you guys all my stories. 17. There's enough new subscribers though. 18, I can tell you that story. 19. Alright, so 19 cuts on that. Let's keep going. So, we're out in the woods, me and my buddies. We're out on my buddies' family land. They have like a bunch of land out there in Palestine, Texas. 20, 21, 22. And being, what were we, like 16? You know, with shotguns out there. 17. This isn't a good story if you like horses. 18. And, 19, 20. This is some rough cardboard. So we were out there. This cardboard is tearing, it's not cutting. Alright, 21, 22. I don't know. Let's call that 25.
So, my arms aren't real tired. My triceps are getting kind of a workout. That may be from working them out this morning, but it's not a real problem. Let's see if this retained any edge. Hopefully it was just that cardboard being goofy and not the knife itself being dull. Surely it's not dull that bad.
So anyways, we're out in the woods and we're all carrying shotguns. We just got done massacring some poor armadillo. We didn't massacre it, which oh yeah, we killed it. We sound like Armageddon out there. So maybe it took off a little bit of that edge. Let me see if I can get the belly hair here.
No, I don't know. That may have taken off some of the edge of that S35. That's been what I showed in one of my tests before. That against cardboard, S35 isn't the best at holding that edge. I mean, it's still sharp. It's just not as near as sharp as it was. Let me try more coupon here. So we're out there and look, you know, being 15, 16, looking for things to shoot. We shot an armadillo, shot a snake. It's still pretty sharp. There you go. It's not razor sharp like it was. Yeah, see, it's not catching like it was. Alright, so that's the S35BN. Let's get this out of the way, put that in a pile, make the children pick it up.
So we're out there doing our thing, and I see these eyes way out in the distance. And I think, man, that's something. I'm just a kid, so don't get in the comments and tell me about gun use and all that knucklehead nonsense. That's not what I'm talking about. So anyways, I shot the horse. I didn't hear it. It didn't like whinny or anything. I just shot out in the darkness. The eyes ran away. And the next day, found out that the guy's Uncle Forrest had been shot. And that was me.
And so, it's actually kind of an epilogue to that happened just recently, you know, 30-something years after the fact. But we'll get into that in another different time. Alright, so this is going to be the 4MAX going up against this stuff. And I can just tell you right now, holy heck, it's already just that much easier to push through just because of the leverage you're getting. Just because of that leverage, it's just so much easier. Look at that. This is so much easier. I'm telling you guys, if you're looking for a knife to take out there, there's no reason 3 ounces is going to get you a lot more knife than you would have had. This cardboard that Amazon is using is insane. But see, I'm not feeling it deep into my arms, and I sure as heck ain't feeling it in my hands. This feels really good cutting. We're just going to find out how much of it the steel can take, though. All right, get some more off of here. Tear this board apart. All right, let's keep going here. There you go. There you go. We'll do like 20 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's doing the same thing. 6, the same work. 7, 8. And see, I'm starting to feel a little bit like in my forearm. That may be from the extra grip I'm getting on this thing. So, putting a little bit of pressure on these back fingers. But
not as near as much as I was on that AD10. This stuff's just tearing. This is crappy cardboard to cut. Let's even find something else. Let's try this part. There we go. I don't even know how that is. We're just gonna keep going until we get through this. Man, where'd they get this cardboard? It's like bad cardboard. Can you get cheap cardboard? Are there different levels of cardboard? Because this is terrible. Alright, so we'll call that equal. It looks about equal in pile size. Should get caught up in my stories here. Alright, so
there you go. Let's see. Was it going to cut the belly? This is that AS10A. Alright. See, now that's catching some hairs. It's not as sharp as it was, but it's still, yeah, it's pretty I'm telling you, I don't mean to be gross, but there it is. You can freeze that and look, and I'm not lying. Alright, let's see what it does with the coupon. So, as far as the sharpness and keeping that edge, look at that. So, there you go. The AS10A is holding up better than that S35 did with the edge retention on that cardboard. Now, I don't know if it's going to do it with the chopping. I don't know about all that. We're going to find out here in a second. About all that. All right, children. Clean up daddy's mess. All right. Now, we got to find something to chop upon. So, give me 2 seconds while I retrieve something. Excellent. All right. I went outside, found this grody old 2x4, and I'm just going to beat the mess out of it. So, let's see. I'm going to go AD10 first. I'm just going to chop on this thing until my table breaks. But you'll see there's no chopping or something. I'm going to try to go this way. And so I don't hit my camera. Is that on camera for you? Yeah. So, there we go. I'm staying way back here and using this lanyard. There's no way you can chop like that. It's not going to lend itself to chopping. Let me try it down here. Okay. I could do it down here. Alright, I'm going to do it down here, but y'all have to trust me. Let's look at this. I just have to listen to this for a second while I chop on it. Alright, see, it's still in this position. It's not really good for chopping anything. So I'm going to bring it back here. I'm going to do it on lanyard. I'm going to really test this S35 again. Lanyard makes it a lot better. This makes a much more useful chopping knife. So try that. Yeah, see. But even then, man, things poking my hand. Alright, here. I ain't messing around here. The old 2x4 from out in the yard. Alright. Alright. You can see, I wasn't playing. I was really chopping on that thing. So, first off, triad lock. Just amazing. That's so awesome. No wiggle, nothing on this thing. Let's give it some more wax, just so y'all believe me. Not playing around here. Doing some really good, serious whacking here. Man, if y'all didn't like that triad lock before, look at that. Nothing's going on. Nothing's happening to it. All right. So good. This is hurting. This is hurting me right here. This is hurting to chop. So that hurts to chop. This hurts to chop. To get the real good leverage on this thing, you gotta get back here with that lanyard. Man, it's gonna hit you every once in a while on that finger. Alright, so there we go. Let's see. How's that S35 holding up a little bit? Get this out of coupon. Check this out. Alright. Have a look, see. It's still, you know, it's still holding up pretty good. It's still doing really good. I mean, it's still sharp. Look at that. So, and the lock is held up. The one thing is, you know, if you're out there wanting to use this as a camp knife, let's see if it shaves. Not shaving at all. You just got to worry about the hand placement and what you can do with your hands. All right, now let's try the 4 Max. Look at that. Look at that. Nothing on that lock though. Nothing at all. Let's get that straightened out. All right, we'll bring back the stick. We'll try the other side so we don't get confused with what we were doing on the AD10 side. All right. So I'm gonna try from this direction first, and see right there, even in a normal hand position, no lanyard, you're already getting better leverage, better chops. I'm still on the regular knife itself, so I'm not at all on that lanyard. I'm not gripping it unnaturally. This is still with the real knife. And this is an awkward position. I'm gonna stick this off camera like I did. Oh my gosh, it's so much easier, guys. I'm not even using the lanyard. Now I'm gonna go back to the lanyard here. Oh, freak. You can get so much more power out of this knife. The heft, that front facing heft. I mean, check out what I'm doing to this thing. It's just insane how much power this thing has. Lock, just locked up solid. No chips, no rolls in this. This is old weathered 2x4. Anybody knows how hard this wood is? It's just beat up 2x4. Man, this thing, that triad lock is so awesome. Alright, so now here, I'm using it back, not in a place where I would need that lanyard just yet, so it would still be without the lanyard. Just back on the back look. So, y'all can see what I'm doing here. About equal work here. Starting to hurt my fingers a little bit. Not as pokey and jetted up and involved in that handle as much as the AD10. Messing up my table here, revealing secrets. All right, let's clean off the table a little bit. So there you go. There's that. Let's break out that coupon. Let's see if it's still shaving. Let's see. I think I got any belly hair left. Alright, folks. I'm not lying at all. Holy freak. I'm serious. Look at that. It's still shaving. And those are fine like hairs. This, y'all get caught up in S35VN versus AUS-10 or whatever, and y'all don't think about the realities of it. This AUS-10 is freaking awesome. This isn't the first time I've said this either. This is awesome stuff. This is a great knife. This is such a great knife. This is holding up amazing to a beating. And I'm not abusing it. I'm just, look at that. Look at that, folks. I'm telling you guys, I'm so crazy about this knife. I'm gonna go order another one. Now, the guy was saying, well, you know, 140 bucks for the AD10 is 110 bucks for this. No. If you want to use the knife as a camp knife, 110 for this way outweighs 140 for this. 140 for this outweighs 140 for this if you're using it as a camp knife. Now, that's what the question was. If you're using it as a camp knife, 140 for this is better than 140 for this because this is working better. The steel's holding up better. The ergonomics on this lend itself for camp stuff better. And even in my wife's dainty fingers, she got skinny, you know, little fingers, not little fingers, long fingers, but skinny. Even then, this was holding up better. I could sit there and I could get some meat out and show you which one cuts better, but we already know this edge is sharper than this edge. This edge held up better to the cardboard. Now, neither of these rolled or anything with all the chopping we did, and that's like chopping like a competition chopper trying to get to an old 2x4. So I don't think you're going to get into that as far as what you're going to be chopping in the woods. But even at that point, this is still holding up better. I just don't see. Now, this is not EDC. This is not favorite knife. This is not anything like that. And I'm not putting down the AD10. But as a camp knife, why would you choose this one over this one? Zero reason. There's zero reason. You can't come at me with a reason. The steel didn't hold up better. This Grivix is going to be better in a wet situation than this G10. Neither of these is going to break unless you decide to hammer with the side of them. Then they're probably both going to break. The Triad lock was equally strong in both of them. I don't know what else to do to show you that this is the knife to take to camp. Now you can take this one. It's not going to, if this is the one you have, that's not saying this is bad. But in the comparison, this one wins hands down. It's not even close. This is the one I would take every single time. And there's no reason not to, unless you just don't have one. But if you're thinking about buying one for a camp knife, not to take in your pocket, put in your, I don't know what kind of work you guys do, but maybe this works different for you for a work knife. But for camp, chopping things, slicing things, using it as a kitchen knife afterwards, this thing doesn't need to be stropped. This thing doesn't need anything. This thing can go right back and do exactly what it just did and do it all over again just as well. Still shaving. All right, let me know what you think in the comments. Am I way off here? I'm not way off. You can't tell me I'm way off because I just showed you I'm not. But what do you think? Did you think this one was going to win originally? You guys with the small hands and the weak wrists and stuff, this is still the one my wife chose. I'm telling you, 3 ounces ain't going to matter if you're out there chopping and stuff. All right. I'll talk to you later.